Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about a very famous ballet called Serenade. It's a blue ballet, so I thought I'd wear blue. As well as beautiful, it's also very challenging, so I'm looking forward to telling you all about it. I'm also very excited that this year I'm going to be dancing Swan Lake for the very first time. One of my best friends helped me get the role of Prince Siegfried while she'll be playing Odette, so I can't wait. I'm going to be documenting it and I will tell you all about it. But for now, let's get back to today's subject, and that's Serenade. Serenade is a beautiful blue ballet choreographed by Balanchine. Lots of B's there. George Balanchine is an American choreographer who was born in 1904 and passed in 1983. He was best known for influencing the neoclassical style of the 20th century, which I think is majorly important in dance history, and he was the son of a composer, so he had a great love for music, and the music is beautiful in Serenade. Serenade premiered in 1934 and was first danced by students, which I found very surprising. There they are in school uniform. The next year, in 1935, it was danced by professionals of the American Ballet for the first time. I love how their uniform developed into these long, beautiful dresses. This beautiful lady here is Suzanne Farrell. I'm going to be using the word beautiful a lot because there's just too much beauty in Serenade. Suzanne Farrell was one of Balanchine's favorite ballerinas in his company. She was his muse, which is actually very amazing to have a muse. And that's what she's known as in history, and she went on to achieve some amazing things of her own. I love the dresses. She was born in 1934 and went to the School of American Ballet. And she actually never thought she would be big as a dancer, but she actually became extremely famous, which I think is actually such an amazing, inspiring story. She thought because she was tall that she would never make it. But Serenade is actually gorgeous. It reminds me of the ocean and almost mermaids as well. Here I am in rehearsal. I am currently rehearsing the Dark Angel Man. I walk on blindfolded, so I can't see. It's always very, very scary. Dark Angel is one of the roles for the men in Serenade. The other is a waltz man, which I've also done. I've luckily danced both roles. The story behind the Dark Angel Man is that he's kind of being guided by this woman behind him, who is the Dark Angel, and he's in search of his lost love. Hence why he's being blindfolded. And there's a direct picture of me doing it on stage. I thought that would be nice for you to see, and I've done that a few times. Coming up now is a very famous moment. It's dreadfully scary. It's when I have to turn the girl on point. And I love how that girl just down there is just sleeping, just while we're doing this super difficult moment. Extremely stressful. I mean, preparing for this ballet is another story. I always think Serenade is so calming and so beautiful to watch, yet so stressful, the complete opposite to dance, and very challenging. But the difficulty we like. I mean, this I'm dancing as a principal role, and it's a dream to be dancing such a beautiful role, so I forget about the difficulties and then I'm just grateful. Here's another stage moment. The girls, as you can see in rehearsal, have their hair up in buns, but they actually end up having to take their hair out on stage. It's what Balanchine wanted. It also adds to the beauty and it complements the long flowing dresses. It complements the lines and the whole aesthetic. I think the audience is supposed to be transported into another universe when watching this. The hair out, the long dresses, the blue kind of makes the audience feel like they're watching some kind of ethereal, supernatural, in a way, performance. This moment is also very challenging, and when rehearsing it, we got inspiration from the American Ballet, from how they did it. It's always fun to gather inspiration from other dancers. But another interesting thing about this ballet is that it's up to the audience interpretation what is happening, because it's not a specific storyline like Cinderella or Snow White. And I say that because I'm doing Cinderella right now, and I'm going to be doing Swan Lake this year. But the two main girls who I'm holding hands with there is Hannah, who's the blonde, on the left, and Caitlin on the right, and that's Liani with the black hair doing the crazy lift now. And that lift is not as crazy as it seems. It's actually not that difficult, but the build-up makes it stressful, which is just what Balanchine ballets tend to do. I've danced another Balanchine ballet and it gives me the same feelings, you know, stress, but you know, I also love it because I love ballet. But when I've got to this moment, I'm very, very happy. And the reason why I'm so happy is because I've done all the hard stuff. So now I'm just kind of chilling. Not exactly chilling on stage, but I'm a bit more relaxed because I know that I've done a good job and now I'm enjoying. Though I still am enjoying, but even more so. And here's the ending half of Dark Angel, and I run on and hug the ladies. And this spinning section is always very difficult, so stressful. I know, guys, but I'm telling you, this ballet is extremely on another level of stress. But I've gotten used to handling stress on stage. I think it's almost part of experience as a dancer. I mean, this is a principal role, and I've danced many principal roles now. And that stress, you can either let it overcome you, or you can embrace it, and you can accept the eyes watching you and take that in. Plus the music in this ballet is just so beautiful that I almost just become one with the music, and that's a special moment there. And the angel wings, did you see them? That's part of the name. Beautiful moment there. That's part of the name of the role, Dark Angel. And the girl is flapping her wings behind. And here's the 1980s. I always think it's nice to look back at the history of dancing. You can see their hair's out. And when she stops blindfolding him, you can see his love, that lady who's on the floor. Difficult moment there. No, I love dancing that moment on stage. And you see what he's doing with his hands there, it's almost quite camp. I actually looked at this video and I copied it and did the same thing on stage. I was inspired. And here I am with a suitcase. I'm preparing to go on tour. It's another historical photo there of the women lying down. And here's Balanchine and Suzanne, his muse. They're in a Midsummer Night's Dream there. And I thought it'd be interesting to show you Suzanne was a very tall ballerina. And in the 60s, change could come and dancers could get taller. Ballerinas were always small and petite. And there's Balanchine talking to her. I'm a big fan of her. I love her in Allegro Brillante by Balanchine. She is beautiful in that. And from there I became a huge fan. And I'm actually in the airport now. You know, the perks of being a dancer is sometimes we do get to travel. And it's always nice traveling to a new place, touring. The touring lifestyle I really like. You know, I actually don't get to do it often. But when I dance Swan Lake this year, I'm going to be in England. Oh, and here we've arrived and we are doing our first stage rehearsal. And there was a little bit of drama on tour because I had a new partner. You know, my old partner who I'd done all the rehearsals with and who I performed with previously got injured, and suddenly, you know, her understudy had to step in at the last moment. So, you know, when stuff like this happens, it is always, you know, a big shock, but This girl is my friend. Her name is Gabby, and I've known her from a very young age because the dance world is so small. You grow up and then you suddenly know people who you went to ballet school with. So it's very nice that I got to dance with her. But I also got to dance another role with her later, which I'll show you about. But it was nice dancing with her. She did an extremely amazing job. I mean, this was on the day of the performance. The injury happened and she had to step in and just perform. So she did a really good job. I mean, that's how some dancers always get their big break, by, injuries happening and getting to step in. It's never nice, but the industry is very tough, and unfortunately, things like that do happen. I'm walking off blindfolded going into the wing, which is very difficult. Here I am backstage, and I'm with the physio right now. Very lucky to have a physio. Backstage life is always, sometimes the days are very long, but the rehearsals, you just have to be very attentive and focused in the theatre. Tour life is not a vacation. We're here to work. And here we are, all the dancers outside the theatre. I thought it would be interesting for you to see. We're just kind of getting ready to stand. It was a very fun time though. I always think it's difficult when rehearsing in a new space because you get used to, your home theatre or the studio, and then suddenly you have to perform in a new space. And here's backstage. I always love seeing the girls in their beautiful long blue dresses before the performance. For me, this ballet, I am so nervous before this ballet starts. It's unreal. It's one of the first ballets I ever did, and I was, pushed to do such a principal role, which was very stressful, but I'm extremely grateful that I got to do it. I just hope I did Balanchine Serenade justice, This was such a lovely theatre we got to perform in. And here I am performing the Waltz Man, which is the other male role in Serenade. It's more dancey, and I'm going to make a separate video for it. The Waltz Man and the Waltz Lady are also known as the Waltz Couple. But I really enjoy dancing the Waltz Man. It's a really fun role. Super nice to dance. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching. Serenade is one of those ballets that I'm really grateful to dance. Please like and subscribe and follow me on Instagram. And please stay tuned for Swan Lake, which I'm very excited about dancing at later this year. So thank you guys. See you next time. Bye.